Vegas attack. Get down. Dozens killed, hundreds wounded when a gunman opens fire at a country music concert. What we're learning about the deadliest mass shooting in modern U.S. history. Hello again, I'm Jessica Cartalia, and here's what people are certainly talking about today. We begin with that breaking news, a deadly mass shooting in Las Vegas. This noon, details are still unfolding about the horror that occurred. At least 58 people are now confirmed dead, more than 500 injured after a gunman opened fire on a crowd at a country music festival. WJZ is live with complete coverage of the Las Vegas attack. Daniel Nottingham is on the scene with the very latest on the investigation. Weijia Jiang has the White House response. Jonathan McCall has details on the gunman, and Tracy Leong has eyewitness accounts, including a man from Maryland. Let's begin with Danielle.
Country music fans took cover when a gunman opened fire on an outdoor music festival in Las Vegas. At first, some people didn't believe it was gunfire, but chaos quickly erupted as victims started falling and others ran for their lives.
Everybody was just running, just straight up, and you could see people getting shot and people falling.
Police have identified the gunman as 64-year-old Stephen Paddock of Mesquite, Nevada. He was perched on the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino on the Vegas Strip and shot down on the crowd of about 20,000. Smoke from the gunfire in the hotel room reportedly set off smoke detectors and led SWAT teams to the suspect.
We believe the individual killed himself prior to our entry.
Police say Paddock had been in the Vegas hotel since September 28th and had at least 10 rifles with him. Paddock opened fire as country music star Jason Aldean performed at the end of the Route 91 Harvest Festival. Witnesses say the shooter reloaded numerous times.
Every time he had stopped, he was reloading. We had gotten up and started making our way towards the fence, and then he started shooting again, and we'd hit the ground, and I must have heard him do it at least 15 times.
Danielle Nottingham, WJZ Eyewitness News.
Danielle, thank you. Complete coverage continues now. Weijia Jiang is at the White House for WJZ with reaction from President Trump.
President Trump addressed the nation this morning about the mass shooting in Las Vegas.
Hundreds of our fellow citizens are now mourning the sudden loss of a loved one, a parent, a child, a brother or sister. We cannot fathom their pain. We cannot imagine their loss.
The president thanked the first responders for their efforts.
The speed with which they acted is miraculous and prevented further loss of life.
President Trump was first briefed on the shooting shortly after dawn by Chief of Staff John Kelly. Afterwards, the president delivered a message on Twitter, writing, "My warmest condolences and sympathies to the victims and families of the terrible Las Vegas shooting. God bless you." Senator Chris Murphy, a Democrat from Connecticut, issued a statement calling for stronger gun control laws. "This must stop. It is positively infuriating that my colleagues in Congress are so afraid of the gun industry that they pretend there aren't public policy responses to this epidemic." President Trump plans to go to Las Vegas on Wednesday. Weijia Jiang, WJZ Eyewitness News.
Complete coverage continues. Jonathan McCall is live with more on the suspect and what his brother is saying. But first, here's Tracy Leong with eyewitness accounts, including a Maryland man. Tracy?
Well, Jessica, witnesses tell WJZ it was chaotic and terrifying. When the gunman first opened fire, people were confused and unsure where to run for safety. Cell phone video captured the moment gunfire erupted on the Las Vegas Strip, killing at least 50 people and injuring several hundred others. Witnesses described the frightening scene.
I have a scratch here and a scratch here from hopping over. This is all other people's blood. This is all blood splatter from people being dead and us having to be on top of them, basically, to get out. Everyone had to fall on top of each other, whether they were alive or not, basically. It's just to stay down, because every time people got up, they just started shooting.
Thousands of country music fans were at the festival when the gunman opened fire from the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay Hotel.
We stepped over the bodies. We saw the people. We saw the heart-wrenching sadness from relatives grabbing hold of their loved ones. And you saw the chaos and the disbelief and the complete stress and disbelief is the word. It's the only word you can come up with.
A witness from Baltimore was staying at a nearby hotel in Las Vegas and described the chaos that unfolded.
Helicopters, police, running through the streets with guns, and it's like people running, trying to take cover. It's like people just trying to help each other, basically, and people running through the hotel. It was just crazy. You don't know which way to run, which way to look. All you hear is shooting, yelling.
Barnes boarded his flight home to Baltimore this morning. He said even getting to the airport was difficult because of the increased police presence. Jessica, back to you.
All right, Tracy, thank you. Our complete coverage continues now with Jonathan McCall and what we're learning about the suspected gunman, including reaction from his brother. Jonathan.
Jessica, as investigators try to dive into the mind of 64-year-old Stephen Paddock, his family says they are dumbfounded by the incident that happened in Vegas. From the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay Hotel in Las Vegas is where Las Vegas Metro Police say that 64-year-old Stephen Paddock unleashed a barrage of bullets onto a crowd at a country music festival hundreds of yards away, killing more than 50 and injuring more than 400 others. Dazed by the news, Paddock's brother says that his family is dumbfounded.
He has no police record. He doesn't even have parking tickets, probably.
Paddock's brother says he knew that his brother had weapons.
You'll find out he had a couple of guns.
But nothing to the extent of what police found.
Not an avid gun guy at all. The fact that he had those kind of weapons is just... Where the hell did he get automatic weapons?
Investigators say they found 10 rifles inside of Paddock's Vegas hotel room. Our sister station, KTVT in Dallas, says that Paddock lived in the area as recently as 2010. People there describe him as nice, but quirky. As of now, police are not calling the shooting an act of terrorism. And today, Las Vegas Metro Police say that Paddock died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound as they made entry into the room. We'll stay on top of the story for you throughout the afternoon. Watch for updates at cbsbaltimore.com. Reporting live this afternoon, Jonathan McCall, WJZ Eyewitness News.
Jonathan, thank you. WJZ has now what you need to know about the Las Vegas attack. At least 58 people are confirmed dead, more than 500 wounded after that gunman opened fire at a crowd at a country music concert. Police say the suspect is 64-year-old Stephen Paddock. He was found dead in a room inside the Mandalay Bay Hotel and Casino. Still no word on a motive. This is the deadliest mass shooting in modern U.S. history. And please stay with WJZ for complete coverage of the attack. We will continue to bring you the very latest on the victims and the investigation. We'll be right back.